You know lettering, SPC? Wow.
With the fire truck pacing us, there was no worry about running low on water. Unfortunately, daylight ran out before the run-by at a beautiful rock cut. After supper, half the town's population followed the 060 back to EMPALME. When the tender's backup light failed, a flare was substituted. More fast jointed rail brings us to a mid-morning Nogales arrival. There is also a Nogales, Arizona. The Spanish means walnut trees. Dirty windows never survived their first stop. Trains 2 and 4 have separate ticket windows. These trains will link up at Benjamin Hill with our counterparts from Mexicali. All refueled and ready to proceed east. This is the coach used on the occasional mixed train to CANANEA, scheduled for this day but would not operate. This 501 hauls trash, while another 501 sits on display. Leaving town, our 501 tackles a short but steep grade. We're on our way to CANANEA and NACOZARI. The bridge gang is reason to pause on this cool and windy day.
Oh, pichi mayordomo Zarra!
Got some ties on.
Being well insulated, old refrigerator cars make for good homes. Mineral wealth, especially copper, would be tapped by rails built in this territory. Many slow orders put a dent in the schedule, multiplied by the need to make a round trip back through Nogales to reach Benjamin Hill. Jesus Garcia worked for the Moctezuma Mining Company of NACOZARI, whose expanded, modernized version will be glimpsed. The NACOZARI Railroad would see the final operation of SP steam in 1959. Later sold to the government, borrowed power included Sonora Baja Unit number 2203. Arriving into dusty, windy CANANEA. One mile high at the end of a 2.45% grade. Usually at line's end, it's a simple procedure to run the engines around and go. However, the timetable calls for an approaching southbound, and our train is an extra. Even though the mixed was canceled this day, the dispatcher must transmit orders before we can leave, and the line is not functioning. Telmex becomes the solution, but not before a lengthy delay. Mario is a conductor and not a waiter, our crew of 6, based in Guadalajara, will be given special recognition this evening.
Happy birthday, dear Katie. Happy birthday to you. Mine again, man. It's 43.
Two, three.
Later, turning the tables to serve the servers was a highlight for Katie, who is the Cimarron River attendant on many trips. Clark Johnson.
This is the best crew that we've had, especially in that working together, and we really all appreciate it.
This is en los 6 viajes de High Iron Travel Corporation a México.
Working was not the only thing our crew did well together.
He asked me to introduce them as the child singers of Vienna. Son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David, a las muchachas bonitas se las cantamos aquí. Despierta, Dani, despierta, mira que ya amaneció. Ya los pajarillos cantan, la luna ya se metió.
With a fresh crew, the outskirts of NACOZARI is reached in the early morning. The mixed was nixed in 1992. The final 24-kilometer stretch into town is now out of service, the grade crossings paved over. The town square honors Jesus Garcia, who on November 7, 1907, made a desperate run out of town with a train containing burning kegs of dynamite. He told his firemen to jump. Before he could get off, the tremendous explosion took him to glory, along with a dozen section men, but untold more lives in town were saved. Today, the old concentrator is gone, replaced in 1986 with Mexico's largest, boasting a 900-foot smokestack. Permission was granted to run around the 3-kilometer loop. Engines are former Santa Fe CF7s. The steep